Music Scene Investigation is on the air. Rich Wildman here. Glad you're with us, everybody. Gonna be a great time today. If the pre-show conversation is any qualifier, it's gonna be pretty wild.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
And there we go. Tom is off his medication, but that's all right. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're glad you're here with us. If you're wondering what you've stepped into, let me see if I can explain it a little bit. Music Scene Investigation is a broadcast where we bring together indie musicians from all over the world, select 3 songs for our industry expert panel to review and critique. They offer their critique of every song that they hear, and they hear it the first time today live on the broadcast. We think it's something unique, and we certainly hope you enjoy it. And at the end of the show, they will have selected a Song of the Week, which will go on to compete in the MSI hit list for Band of the Month. And whoever wins that goes on to compete as an Artist of the Year nominee. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. Let's get started by meeting our panelists today on today's broadcast, all the way from London, England, weighing in at, sounds like a prize fight, but it's really not.
No, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, except when Tom's off his meds. Hey, Ian, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. How are things in merry old London?
Good. It's my mother's birthday. I've got a new car, and everything's moving forward nicely.
Well, happy birthday to your mother.
Happy birthday, Mum.
And I understand that your car talks to you.
It does. It's fantastic.
Does it argue with the other voices in your head, too?
No, this car actually talks to me. This is new. This is great for me. I mean, it's got electric windows. That's new for me as well. But I open up the fuel. I open up the fuel cap, and it stops me and goes, "Stop, diesel. Remember, diesel." It's brilliant stuff. Absolutely genius.
So when you're driving down the road and open a door, does it yell at you for that as well?
I haven't tried that one yet. That's a good thing to think about, actually.
Or if it's dark and you forget to turn the lights on or don't turn them on at all, does it yell at you?
No, but what I'm thinking about doing is recording the missus.
And having her yell at you. Is that...
Well, exactly.
That way you're used to it, not surprised.
Basically, I don't get bored of it.
Does call your door ajar?
No, you can't call a door a jar, can you? A jar's a jar and a door's a door.
But a door can be ajar.
But not when it's a jar.
Your door's ajar.
Before we go any further, I'm going to do something I don't usually do. And I want to give a shout out to a bunch of guys called Walk Off the Earth. And they're basically a YouTube band that have sort of gone on and made it big via their YouTube videos. You've got to check them out. They're absolute genius. I'm trying to get hold of one of them to come on the show as a guest because they'd be absolutely fantastic. But check out Walk Off the Earth. So that's Walk Off the Earth on YouTube. They've got their own website and that as well. And watch their videos, especially their version of Gautier's Somebody That I Used to Know, or Someone That I Used to Know, and Royals by Lord.
All right. Well, we will definitely take a look at that. Don't do it now, though. You want to make sure you tune in and stay here for the rest of the broadcast. I am seeing in the chat room that an anniversary is being celebrated today as well. Or in our case here in the U.S., it'll be celebrated tomorrow. I think that's how it works. It is tomorrow there today. So happy anniversary to Carol and Mark out there. Many, many more to you guys. But right now, let's meet the guy who fell off the wagon of his meds, Mr. Tom Chianti. We'll get back with you, Ian, for the rest of your information here in just a second. Tom, how are you, sir?
I'm Batman.
I know.
Damn it.
Damn it. I'm the Penguin. I'm Batman. I'm Robin.
Things going all right with you?
Yeah, well, something goes weird when I sleep next to the kryptonite.
But at least you have somebody to poke you.
This is true.
Every hour.
This is, yeah, with the constant concussions, just it's air pressure. I walk too fast, I get a concussion.
Now, have you contacted the studios to let them know that you are a better Batman than Ben Affleck could ever hope to be?
I was thinking about starting, you were talking about earlier that there are sort of petitions going around privately and to the government about stopping Ben Affleck from being Batman. I thought, and I mentioned this earlier and it was put in chat, that we should have Cher for Batman.
Well, I think that you already have a trailer and everything produced with you in the Batman costume. So why not send that over to the studios to let them know how well you would fit in that role?
I'm surprised you don't have it queued up.
I don't. Unfortunately, I really don't. But I'm sure that Ian could put a link in the chat room for everybody if we.
I already have done, but I'll put it in again.
All right. So there you go. And if you do miss the link, I will include it in the show notes or whatever on the website as well.
Excellent.
Well, thank you all.
And Tom is Batman, damn it. Don't forget it. So, and someone, by the way, is watching it right now, and I think that's our guest panelist. We said it would be a surprise, our guest panelist this week. You've already heard his voice once, and I alluded to it in chat, saying that he floated like a butterfly and supported indie music 24/7 all the time. Mr. Mark Lamdanski is with us. Mark, how are you, sir? Welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you. Float like a butterfly?
Yeah, an allusion to Butterflies Radio, get it?
And I don't do a good Muhammad Ali, so I'll skip that.
Mark,
Sting
I
a
like
bee.
that headset you're wearing. How's the plane you're flying?
Sorry, Roger, over, Unger.
It's a great looking headset. Where can I get one like that?
It's actually a sports broadcaster's headset, but I decided I didn't like that microphone sitting in my face anymore, so I went out and got one of these, and it works a whole lot better.
Awesome. And you got that from the king of technology.
I guess.
And Mark, have you seen the film Cocoon?
Whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, Cocoon, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I reckon Rich was referring to with the float like a butterfly thing. Basically saying you're old.
Oh.
Now, let's not go off the rails too early in the show and start putting words in my mouth yet. Okay, we can do that a little bit later. But I want to talk to Mark about Butterflies Radio and some of the stuff you guys are doing there. We know you do Twitter Tuesday Live. You've got a lot of interesting guests that are coming up on the broadcast. You've had some very entertaining people on it just recently. You had Glitter Rose on the broadcast, and some others, which very talented people all. So why don't you tell us what you got coming up on Twitter Tuesday Live and some of the other stuff you're doing over at Butterflies Radio?
Cool. Well, first of all, I got to tell you, we have been really lucky with a string of fantastic and talented guests lately on Twitter Tuesday Live. Like you mentioned, Glitter Rose, Jamie Alamurad came back for, I forget, third or fourth time. We've had Surviving Allison. We had an excellent group out of South Africa called Zoe's Fallacy join us. And, I mean, it's just been awesome. We have this Tuesday night from San Diego, Josh D'Amigo joining us, and this will be his third appearance on the show.
Now, you got to make sure that when you have Josh on, and I hate to interrupt you, but I have to. It's in he and I's contract. You cannot ask him about he and I's Twitter conversations. It's something, it's not allowed.
There's a Twitter conversation between you and Josh?
Josh and I talk back and forth on Twitter quite a lot, and yeah. So you can't discuss that though.
All right. You'll have to remind me that on Tuesday, because otherwise I'll probably mention it.
I just a friendly reminder up front there,
See, Carol just said in the chat room, she just made a note to ask him that question on Tuesday.
Well, it's okay if Carol does, but you can't.
Okay. Because it's about me, I know.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's not me, right, Carol? But, I mean, the show's been great, and Carol and I just love it. We are approaching our 120th episode, I'll tell you what, if nothing else if everything else just collapsed around us, we'd want to continue doing at least the Twitter Tuesday Live show because it's just a blast for everyone involved. And we are pleased now to be live simulcasted on a total of 8 radio stations and then replayed on one out in California, based in California. So, we're getting some good exposure out there, and the show's growing, and our podcast gets played a lot. We're located on Spreaker now. We're trying to get approved for the iHeartRadio talk section. So, lots of good things in store for Twitter Tuesday Live.
Well, that's always good to hear. Now, I know you do things other than just Twitter Tuesday Live as well. You have a number of other broadcasts and whatnot that you put on, or programming you put on Butterflies Radio. On Monday nights, you have some very interesting programs that are on. I know Janae Giddens and Kiba Johns Adkins are some of your hosts on those broadcasts as well, right?
That is correct. We have a New Music Monday, which used to be weekly, but we've kind of slowed down on that so that we're not adding too many songs on rotation at a time. So about every 2 to 3 weeks from now, we're doing a New Music Monday. Janae is our host and producer of New Music Monday. And she also is the producer and host of our monthly Top 20 Countdown. And she does a fantastic job. And if I may say so, also, hopefully Janae is joining the Indie News at Noon team as well.
Well, that will be interesting as well, I think. So we'll have to keep an eye on Janae. She sounds like an up-and-coming star there at Butterflies Radio.
She is. She's fantastic. And as well as Kiva Johns Atkins, who does her own weekly show on Butterflies Radio, the Butterflies Radio Indie Views Artist Spotlight, which, by the way, tomorrow night, she's got Josh D'Amigo also. So he's got a big week that's coming up.
Well, it sounds like it. He's a busy man.
He is.
I'm gonna have to bug him some more on Twitter and make sure he keeps it up.
Yeah. If anybody out there ever gets a chance to see Josh perform live, you got to do it. He's really good.
I agree with you. Well, we appreciate you being on with us, Mark. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to get back over to Ian very quickly, though, because Ian and I have some unfinished business.
We do.
Let me ask you about the witness statements from last week, Ian. We had on the broadcast Monet 9, Solo Deep, and the Servers. And, of course, the Servers, with their track Exotic, was selected by the panelists Song of the Week. How did the witness statements see the broadcast?
Pretty much the same as we did, 100% in Best Performance and Best Production, and 83% in Best Songwriting. So, again, we're on track, and the audience like us and agree with us. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say a quick hi, Janae, and hi, Kiva.
It's always nice to hear your voice, but I got to tell you, you're not a Billy Kay.
Look, they always ask me to do it, so I'm just trying to keep the females happy.
All right, well, as long as they're happy, we're happy, and as long as we're happy, I guess you're happy. Maybe I messed that order up or something.
And what about you would make a female happy?
What about we would make a female happy?
Oh,
I don't know that I don't know.
That's a long story.
I don't know that I want anybody to even attempt to answer that question. We can get ourselves in a lot of trouble here. Everybody knows we have a lot of 3-letter agencies listening to the broadcast.
Well, I have to keep throwing, these wild haymaker punches at Ian for fun, because he is the producer behind the great Batman videos, and so many of Thunderbolt and Lightning.
Yeah, well,
so many of my greatest hits that I just have to.
and that greatest hits album should be out soon. You can pick it up in iTunes or at CD Baby, and Tom will be going on tour sometime this coming summer of 2014, I think.
Yeah,
it's going to be called the Big Head Big Collection.
It's going to be interesting. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's get to the job at hand, what we're here to do. We've got 3 songs sitting in the wings that have been submitted by artists from around the world. Let's take a listen to them, as we go through, and we want to get your opinions on them, obviously. But let's listen to track number 1 on today's music scene investigation. Here it is, everyone. This is track number 1 on today's MSI.
Where have you gone, my friend? Where have you gone to leave the end? Did you forget about the past? We drifted apart until we broke in pieces. We're together no more. Love's come, love's go. But you look at yourself and find who you are again. So never look at yourself, for people are tempts in this business of love. Never forget yourself. Never forget yourself. Never forget yourself in heart again. I am here with you again. In my heart you're always there. We mold together miles apart. So keep with me, astral voyages in our souls. Once again we feel each other. So remember then, feel yourself.
That is song number 1 on today's music scene investigation. And I apologize to everyone out there for the clipping and stream that you experienced, because I think I know why it's happening. So I'm going to try and take care of that on my end as much as possible so you don't have those issues again. But while we do that, let's go over to Ian and find out what he thought about track number 1 on today's broadcast. Ian, what do you think of track number 1?
I really, really loved the atmospheric typing and heavy breathing sounds that came with this, which, you know, it was so blatant. I mean, if you're recording a track, why is someone typing in the background? Why are you typing while you're singing? You know, what was going on there? And the breathing, that's obviously coming through a single mic recording the acoustic guitar, then they've overlaid the vocals, or the guitarist is sitting very near the microphone and you can hear the breathing through there as well. And to me, it was a huge distraction to the whole track. I don't have a problem with acoustic tracks submitted with just a vocal and just an acoustic, if it's done well, if it's the presence of it is there to sort of capture your attention. But with this, there was that huge just hiss and noise and stuff going on in the background. It took away from everything. I mean, despite that, there was certainly some problems with the guitar playing, the way the guy was playing some of the chords, the strings were muted and not being pressed down on the frets properly. making it sound out of tune. It was overall, there was no energy in this track, not in the vocals, not in the guitar playing. And, you don't need a full band to express energy, to get some dynamic going on, to get some passion in there. It was all very drab and very dreary, I'm afraid. There is a start of a song here. There are some guitar skills going on. The guy's got a voice in his own right. It's very laid back. It's very chilled out. But, this obviously is a demo that they've written the song, and hopefully it's going to be given to a band, and that band are going to add to it. And, this is such a blank canvas that a lot more could be done with it. You could take this in a rock direction. You could take this in an acoustic sort of songwriter style direction. You could do a lot with it. It's very, very difficult, though. The quality of recording on this was really, really not what I expect from an acoustic track. There's certain ways of taking all that noise out and minimizing it in your recording, and that's one of the first things, if you're going to record an acoustic track, you should be trying to do.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ian. I appreciate that. Let's go over to Tom, find out what his thoughts are. Tom?
It sort of reminds me, it brought me back and shows you how old I am and how long I've been in this business. In 1969, 1970, my father was working for Columbia Records, which, eventually became Sony and whatever. Anyway, he got me an audition tape. And this is the way we used to, back then, send in audition tapes, just an open mic, a boombox recording. And that's what this sounded like, a cassette recording. It got me a job as a staff writer, but nothing ever came of it, except a few staffs in the back. But this track, I have to agree with Ian. There's technology very, very easily available on any platform to make a much cleaner recording. And again, it's a demo. It's a songwriting demo. And as far as the song, it needs a lot of work. Not really a memorable chorus. And if you're going to take the time to, and have the courage to send something in, have the courage to do it as best you can, not just, throw something down and say that's good enough. Follow through. If you have a dream, that's good. And share it. But be positive and put, energy into it. And because there are an amazing amount of independent artists out there that with just their voice and a guitar can hold thousands of people. This gentleman, unfortunately, has a long way to go in writing and stylizing before he can do that. But, I give him props for putting a song together, but it really sounded very cassette-y, and it was very distracting. And, if he passes it to a friend in a band, they can rework it. It will take a lot of rework. It is a total blank canvas. With the chords are interesting, and he should tune the guitar.
All right, Tom. Thank you very much. Now over to Mr. Mark Lamdanski. Mark, what's your take on this track?
It's funny that Tom mentioned cassette because I was thinking more of an old 78 record. The hissing and the noise in the background. That's what it felt more like to me. I guess the song has some potential given the right, instrumental and the voice of the guy. Not terrible. A good start, I guess. I had a problem pinpointing the hook. I don't know if anybody else out there was able to pick a hook for the song, and it just kind of repeated itself over and over to me. About halfway through the song, I kind of got lost in it and basically forgot what it was that I was listening to. It needs work. It's a good first draft. I agree that if you're going to submit something, especially to a show like MSI where the main two panelists are always are focused on the technical aspects of a song, you got to do a technically good job at recording it before you send it in. And certainly a radio station is not going to play or pick up or accept this song in its current form. It needs to be professionally recorded. It's got to take out the hiss in the backgrounds, add some other instrumental in the background maybe. Acoustic is fine, but to me it felt a little empty. It needed something. And the guitar sounded a bit out of tune in places. Keep going at it. That's my advice. You have a good foundation to work with here.
All right, Mark. Well, I appreciate your thoughts as well. And for everyone else out in the chat room and for our panelists, the name of that song is Never Forget Yourself by Kevin Kappler. I'm sorry. Kevin Kappler. I have it misspelt there in the listing. So we appreciate Kevin sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. And if you'd like to get your song into Music Scene Investigation, it's very easy to do. You go to musicsceneinvestigation.com and click the Submit a Song button at the top of the page, and you'll find all the instructions there, everything you need to know. It's a pretty easy thing to do. And as I mentioned that, I want to ask you guys if you're ready for song number 2 on today's show.
So
we have a choice.
You don't have a choice. You're right, Tom.
Okay, so then hit me with it, brother.
All right, this is song number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Everybody enjoy it. Here it comes.
Myself in what I love. So many times it seemed that all my passion was gone. And I lost the sense of where I was going. Couldn't feel my feet on the soil that fed me. Couldn't stop to compare, stop seeing people as better than me. Could only see what I couldn't do. Could receive an inspiration for my own creation. Could receive an inspiration for my own beautiful creation. But you must go on and on and on and on. Doesn't matter if you broke your own heart down. Doesn't matter if your face right now broken down. Fight to let yourself know that you can let go. Until then you must go on and on. You cannot stop because of feeling left alone. You have to look for your strength and confidence. Until then you must go on and on and on and on. That my reached aims proved my passion. And I've put my lack of confidence, into the hands of another person. But when she left, I stood there. Still couldn't trust in myself, hold on to myself, give myself time and the patience that it needed. Get my joy back in letting go, enjoy so creation as an inspiration, receiving them with joy for my own beautiful creation. But you must go on and on and on and on. Doesn't matter if you broke your own heart down. Doesn't matter if your face right now broken down. Fight to let yourself know that you can let go. Until then you must go on and on. You cannot stop because of feeling left alone. You have to look for your own strength and confidence. Until you find them, you must go on and on and on. Set your mind free. Trust in your ability. Don't let yourself hang out. Take responsibility. Treat yourself as you wish people treat you. With all the respect and acknowledge who you can do it. Set your mind free. Oh, set your mind free. Set your mind free. You can do it. You can do.
Song number 2 on today's MSI. We're going to start out this round with Mr. Tom Chianti. Tom, what do you think of track number 2?
First thing that struck me was her voice. Very husky, dark, beautiful, beautiful tonality in her voice. Well-arranged track. A little dated R&B, I guess you could say. I would, I hope nobody gets upset with me, but I'd really like her to resubmit this, singing it in her native tongue, because her accent did make, and she did an amazing job of pronunciation and everything. But I just think she has such a melodic voice that trying to force her to in a different market, or trying to cross in a market, whatever your voice is and whatever language you sing, I think you should sing in that naturally. And if you've got a voice this beautiful, just sing. But it's a very well done track.
All right, Tommy, thank you very much. Over to Mr. Mark Lamdanski from Butterflies Radio. Mark, your thoughts on track 2?
I agree with Tom. I was thinking exactly the same thing. I love her voice. It was a bit difficult for me, to make out some of the words in the song. And I'm wondering, how it would be if it was sung in her native language. I don't know what it is. Sounds maybe Portuguese or something European to me. But she's it's got that nice husky voice. I like that in a singer, especially in a jazz or R&B type of a scene. It reminds me a little bit of a band that I'm a huge fan of called Foreplay.
I bet you are.
Big fan of Foreplay, definitely. And I love the chord progression on the song. The bass it felt good. I turned it up. I love the way the bass feels on it. Great harmonies. I enjoy the song a lot. It's something that I would listen to, with my headphones on and just turn it up and just chill to that type of a sound. Everybody some people in the chat room think it's a guy. I'm pretty sure it's a girl, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe Rich can clarify that. And I overall enjoyed it. I would love to hear it in her native language.
All right, Mark. Well, I appreciate that, and I will clarify after we hear from Ian. Ian, your thoughts?
I just want to know, if Mark sat back, put this on the headphones, turned it up loud, would it get him in the mood for some foreplay?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll play an 8-month malfunction song and see how that goes.
That'll get you in the mood for wrecking something. I mean, what the guys have said, really. I mean, I wrote down a few things here. I mean, I really like the acoustic sound on this. It sounds like a nylon string to me, and just the way it was played. That's it. The progressions, the little riff that was going round, everything on that was perfect. The drums were sounding great, and that bass when that came in was just held the bottom end tightly. You know, it wasn't swampy, it wasn't boomy, it was just sat in there nice. There was clarity in it, but it was also bassy at the same time, and just filled that whole spectrum really, really well, creating it was a minimal arrangement really on the instrument side of things, but even with that minimal arrangement, they gave this track such a good dynamic. It ebbed and flowed, it was up and down, and it was really, really nice to hear that. You know, a lot of people will build instrumentation to build the dynamic, and these guys didn't. They just used some good harmonies, some good backing vocals to support that really lovely vocal. I haven't got a problem with her accent, to be honest. Yes, it's obviously there, and it's quite heavy, but, you know, much respect. I can speak one language, and that's, well, roughly English. So to someone who can come on and sing not only in their native language, obviously, but also in English as well, fair play, no criticisms from me there. The vocals were smooth. I mean, it had an element of Sade for me, in the whole sort of jazzy R&B type sort of feel that it had. And I really liked that. I mean, I've not got really a bad thing to say about it. I mean, lyrically, a little bit contrived, you know, but again, if English is your second language and you're writing lyrics in English, then you might end up with a sort of more basic form. You know, I don't mind that from that point of view. I think it works. It's a good song.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ian. And for everyone out there, just a note that Kiva is listening. She says over Twitter, and she says she did not like that song. So
Hi, Kiva.
I don't know why, but the name of that track is So Many Times. That's from a group called NewBridge. And yes, the singer is female. Just thought I'd throw that out there. The singer is indeed a female singer. So, NewBridge, we appreciate your sending that track in to Music Scene Investigation.
Now, if you're Rich, I just want to qualify something. I don't have a problem with her singing with the heavy accent. I just think this song would be much better from a production standpoint if she would just let loose in her native tongue, because she's got some chops, you know?
Agreed.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with anything anybody said. I think all points are valid. And I would like to make a point as well. If you happen to be watching this show recorded instead of live, do me a favor, click on the YouTube link and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you subscribe to YouTube, you will automatically get notified when a new video is uploaded. And, of course, we do the show live every week. If you don't happen to have the opportunity to make it live on Sundays, you can always catch us on YouTube or on the website after the fact. We put up both video and audio recordings there so everybody can watch exactly what they might have missed live. Gentlemen, we have one more song today. I want to go ahead and get to it very quickly because I think you guys are going to have a lot to talk about after the fact. So if you don't mind, let's go ahead and take a listen to song number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation.
Clouds fall back to life.
There you have song number 3 on today's MSI. Someone out in the chat room said Screamo. Not exactly sure what that is. Someone said it should be a genre. I don't get it. Maybe Mark can explain it to me. Mark, what do you think of track number 3, and what the hell is Screamo?
I don't think it's a genre, but I think what
It
they're
is.
talking
It's a subgenre of rock music, basically, or metal.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected, or sit in this case. Yeah. So that would be when someone's yelling, Ian, in the song?
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much that full-on scream sort of vocal all the way through.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a
Italian.
screamo.
I came from an Italian household. Does that mean my household genre was screamo?
Subgenre.
All right, Mark, what do you think of track number 3?
I actually like the song. I really do like the song. Now, I think it needs to be remixed. I don't know. I saw someone in the chat room said too much low end or bottom end. I think it's got, maybe it's just my headphones, but I thought it had too much high end in it and not enough low end. It in some spots to me sounded a bit tinny. Again, it could just be my equipment that I'm using here. But I like the song. I like the raw feel to it. Rock is certainly one of my favorite genres. It's right up my alley. And good job on the song, guys. But remix it, I think. My opinion.
All right, Mark. Well, thank you very much. Now we'll head over to Ian and find out what he thinks. Ian, what's your take on this particular track?
Yeah, I mean, there is a really good song here. I actually really enjoyed listening to this. I mean, some good performances. I like the guy's vocal. Pronunciation could have been a bit better. I did feel that, I couldn't understand everything that he was saying. Kind of does get a bit like that with some of this sort of more screechy vocal on the sort of rock music of this style. It reminded me of bands like 100 Reasons, who I saw live, and we probably shouldn't talk about because one of them's got a huge sex scandal hanging over his head.
That goes hand in hand or whatever with the previous song, I guess.
There you go, something like that.
Mark's Joy of Foreplay.
That was going to come on me.
There was a driving bass line there. I mean, I didn't mind the bottom end. This sort of music kind of lends itself to having that real sort of bottom end driving sound. I like the sound of the drums. But yeah, there's a mix issue here. I mean, for once, I found those vocals too dry. I'm quite an advocate of dry but dry-ish vocals on mixes with not a lot of reverb. But these just kind of had nothing on them by the sounds of it, and they just sat out of that mix. And the whole thing needs pinning down. I mean, everything's there. The performances are there. It just needs a mix and mastering by someone who knows what they're doing. Out of the lot, this probably would be the most commercial that we've heard tonight. So from that point of view, that's good. It would be radio ready if it weren't for that mix.
All right, Ian, thank you. Now we'll head over to Mr. coming from the Screamo family himself, Tom Chianti. Tom?
Hi, guys!
Track number 3 to you, my friend.
Two, maybe 3 things really bothered me about the mix. First off, I have the advantage. I'm in my studio. I have 3 sets of very, very finely crafted studio speakers. It is a very lush bottom. And it was in the mix that's the problem that I was hearing. I love the bottom. The drums just punched through. The kick drum is a great sound, but it just punched through in the mix. A little overdone. And I hated that snare sound. The guy got a great kick snare sound, and then that snare sound ruined it. I love the chord changes. I really like this song. I don't think the vocal's too dry. I think it's a little low. I think it should come up a little bit more. The other thing is there are some twangy, what I call twangy type of single note guitars, Fenders, whatever, that should have been brought out more in the mix because they were doing some interesting harmonies between themselves and harmonics-wise going on. So this mix could not generally be brighter, but balanced a little bit better. Lay those drums back a little bit, the vocal will come up. This guitar sounds overall are nice, big and lush, but I'm missing the single notes that are going on in there and make the whole thing interesting. The arrangement is very well done. A lot of time went into this. It's very close to being radio ready. Again, the dry vocal didn't bother me. It was wet where it should be, dry at the end. The backgrounds were there. Vocal performance. I listen when I mix to everything in its entirety so that people can hear. And so sometimes I don't really focus on the vocals, what they're saying, only that they're in tune and intelligible and take them a word at a time. I think this was done well. And it just really needs some tweaking in the mix. If they could recall the mix and get a better drum balance and snare sound, bring out those funky finger single-noted guitars, that'll, make for a solid mix, bring the vocals up.
All right, Tommy, thank you very much. I appreciate it. The name of that track for everyone is called Until It's Gone by a group called Contour, and we appreciate Contour sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. And before we get to the guys and the fact that they have to select a song of the week, I just want to remind all indie artists out there and fans of indie artists, if you're looking for a place to get your information out on the social networking arena, or you're looking to find maybe a new band that you'd like to hook up with and find some new music to listen to, go out on Twitter. Look up Indie Music Bus. Everybody's riding it. Everybody's doing it. And if your mom told you had to, by golly, you'd do it with a smile. So why not do it before she says something? So indiemusicbus.com, or look them up on Twitter, Indie Music Bus. Gentlemen, the thing you have to do right now, however, is much more difficult than jumping on the Indie Music Bus. It's deciding on a song of the week. So I leave it to you. Make your selections and discussions known.
I'll pass. I'll defer.
All right. I mean, this is a tough one. Number one has its problems. We know this, and I'm going to disregard that for this decision. But number two and number three both stand up on their own rights in very unique ways. Number three has mixed issues, but it's very commercial. It's really well performed. Number two, lush mix, good performances, but kind of really, I don't see a place in it in today's market at the moment in the way it is currently. I mean, with a rearrangement, it could be. So I'm going to go with my heart, I'm afraid, and I'm going to go with the rock music because that's where I come from. And I think if these guys remix that track, they've got a winner on their hands.
All right, so number three, the Contour for Ian. Tom, Mark, what do you think?
You want to take it? Sorry, go ahead.
I'll go. One problem I did have with number three, it sounds like at the end there, they left the track open on the kick mic, and you heard all the, that was part of the outro, maybe, I don't know. I want to go with my heart and my head, and there is a market out there for number two, and the market that's there for number three, this wouldn't cut it. So I'm going to go with number two.
All right. Tom goes with NewBridge, and we have a split decision so far, Mark.
I'll go with number one then? No, I'm just kidding.
You're more than welcome to do that, but you'll find that if our audience vote number one as well, then that'll be on Twitter Tuesday Live.
I wanted to hear what what Tom had to say first, because I was kind of split between the two, and then Tom made a very good point that, you know, there is a market for number 2. There's a market for number 3, but if you're going to come down to which one is best ready for its market, I will agree that number 2 is the way to go. And also because Carol chose number 3, I have to go with number 2.
All right, so there you have it.
Whoa,
there you have it. It is
hang
decided.
on
It's
because
decided.
Carol went for number 3, you've got to go with number 2.
Gotta.
Sorry, this is some bias going on here, gentlemen. I mean, I'm not happy with this decision.
No, I would have gone with number 2 anyway.
You want to recount?
Want to recount?
I'll be honest. I was leaning towards number 2 anyway, but I saw Carol post number 3 in the chat room, so I figured I'd just kind of give her that little nudge, that little dig.
All right, so it is official. No recounts required, I don't believe. NewBridge and the track called So Many Times is going to be the song of the week on this week's Music Scene Investigation. And Mark, as always, love having you on with us, and look forward to doing it again sometime very soon, hopefully.
Always a pleasure, and hope to have you guys on Twitter Tuesday Live one day.
We're waiting for your people to call our people so we can get all the booking and contracting stuff done.
Hey,
Mark,
Carol.
Thank you very much for that compliment of wanting to wait to hear what I said. I didn't know you valued my consciousness.
He likes your lush bottom.
That's what it is. I have much respect for the bottom.
And much respect for your foreplay. We have group fondling going on.
Whoa! I just want to stop this show now. We've had biased decisions, and now we're talking about Tom's lush bottom and Mark's foreplay.
No biased decisions. And the word of the day, as Carol so aptly put it, is lush. And if we name these shows, that's what we would call it. Thanks for being here again, Mark.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tommy.
I was thinking of a way we could name these shows.
No.
How about I use a different microphone for each show for the next year? We'd be set.
I know you could, but I don't know that would be a way. It would get your engineering buddies in to watch all the shows, I'm afraid, but that would be about it. It would drive me crazy because I'd have to redo the board every time. So let's not and say we did. Join us again next week on Music Scene Investigation, everybody. We'll do it all over again. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget Twitter Tuesday Live this Tuesday. You can also catch it simulcast live right here on MSI Radio as well. Right now, we're going to leave you with So Many Times by NewBridge as we play out on today's MSI. Thanks for being with us, everyone. We'll talk to you again next week.
Bye.
Myself in what I love. So many times it seemed that all my passion was gone. And I lost the sense of where I was going. Couldn't feel my feet on the soil that fed me. Couldn't stop to compare, stop seeing people as better than me. Could only see what I couldn't do. Could receive an inspiration for my own creation. Could receive an inspiration for my own beautiful creation. But you must go on and on and on and on. Doesn't matter if you broke your own heart down. Doesn't matter if your face right now broken down. Fight to let yourself know that you can let go. Until then you must go on and on. You cannot stop because of feeling left alone. You have to look for your strength and confidence. Until then you must go on and on and on and on. So many times I put myself under pressure. With the misbelief that my reached aims proved my passion. And I've put my lack of confidence, into the hands of another person. But when she left, I stood there, still couldn't trust in myself, hold on to myself, give myself time and the patience that it needed. Get my joy back in letting go, enjoy so full creations as an inspiration, receiving them with joy for my own beautiful creation. But you must go on and on and on and on. Doesn't matter if you broke your own heart down. Doesn't matter if your face right now broken down. Fight to let yourself know that you can let go. Until then you must go on and on. You cannot stop because of feeling left alone. You have to look for your own strength and confidence. Until you find them, you must go on and on and on. Set your mind free, trust in your ability. Don't let yourself hang out. Take responsibility. Treat yourself as a fish people with you, with all the respect and acknowledge you can do it. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. You can do